With the Democratic convention just over a week away, presidential candidate Joe Biden will announce his choice for a running mate any day now, and he's vowed to choose a woman. Helping him make that decision, a woman who's been at the former vice president's side for more than 40 years. Rita Braver is talking with Jill Biden.
In the neighborhoods we come from, the three...
It is one of the most striking scenes of campaign 2020. Jill Biden fending off a heckler who goes after her husband. But then Jill Biden has always stood up for her family.
When you were a young girl, someone was picking on your little sister, throwing worms at her. You knocked on the town bully's door and what?
And I pulled back and I punched him right in the face and I said, "Don't you ever throw worms on my sister again." It's more than just 4 more years at stake.
Decades later, she's more measured when it comes to President Trump's taunts of her husband as Sleepy Joe.
Would you call Donald Trump a bully?
I am not going to call Donald Trump names because then I'm doing the exact same negative thing that he does to other people, and I won't stoop to that.
That combination of grace and grit was forged here in Hamilton, New Jersey, where Jill Jacobs was born in 1951. Her dad's name is here on the World War II monument, Donald Jacobs.
We used to take polish, actually, and shine his name right there.
This restaurant was once a pharmacy owned by her mother's parents. Her mom worked behind the soda fountain. Her dad showed up a lot.
He was kind of wooing your mother here, but your grandmother never really liked him.
Oh no, he was literally from the other side of the tracks. She told my mother that she could not see my father.
But her parents married, and though they eventually moved away, they came back here every weekend with Jill and her sisters. Still, there was always a little tension, especially when it came to Sunday dinner.
The grandmothers were kind of in competition with one another. So we would start here at Grandmom Jacobs. We would have a typical Italian meal with brajol. Then Ma said, "Wait, I made dinner too for you."
So you'd have to go to the other grandmother?
We'd have to eat at both houses.
It was here at the home of her paternal grandparents that Jill Jacobs first introduced the family to Joe Biden, the U.S. senator she'd been dating, a widower 9 years her senior with 2 young sons.
My grandmother, when she saw Joe, she was so excited. I can picture her in her house coat and her black lace-up shoes. She said, "I am so excited to meet you," because she was a staunch Democrat.
Jill and Joe Biden were married in 1977. She says she first fell in love with his boys, Bo and Hunter, and they were front and center in 1980 when she realized that she and Joe might be expecting a new baby.
They went with me to the drugstore to get the pregnancy test. It was a whole little conspiracy.
And they were the ones who actually told their
they
dad,
told Joe,
"We're having a baby."
"We're having a baby." And I said, "You can name the baby."
They chose Ashley.
How you been? Huh? Hey, Joey, how are you?
But as much as Jill Biden loved being a mom, she also wanted a career. She got a doctorate in education and has worked as a community college teacher for years, even as second lady.
I teach a lot of immigrants and refugees. I love their stories. I love who they are as people. And I love the fact that I can help them on their path to success.
Do you think you'll keep teaching if you become First Lady?
I hope so.
Really?
I would love to. If we get to the White House, I'm going to continue to teach. It's important. And I want people to value teachers and know their contributions and lift up the profession.
So you're really planning to do it as First
Yeah.
Lady? Wow.
Yeah.
Our future First Lady.
At virtual campaign events, like this one from her dining table,
This pandemic has really shown a light on the inequities throughout the United States.
Dr. B, as her students and staff call her, often speaks to teachers' groups. Do you see yourself as someone who will be an advisor to the president?
It's a marriage, and you listen to one another, you talk things out with one another.
Have you weighed in on who you think would be a good vice president for him and who might not be so great?
You know, we've talked about the different women candidates, but it's got to be Joe's decision, who he feels most comfortable with, who shares his values. And that's what he's always said, that he and Barack had.
What Jill is best at helping me do is figure out who the people around me would be most compatible with me. She knows me, I think, better than I know me.
We caught up with Vice President Biden this past week. What's the secret to this marriage?
I adore her. Sounds going to sound so stupid. I was saying to her the other day, when she comes down the steps and I look at her, my heart still skips a beat.
Forward. March.
But in 2015, the couple went through the devastating loss of their son, Beau, to cancer. What did it mean to you to have her at your side during this?
In one sense, I wish she hadn't been there because I hated to see the pain. We can be completely, totally open and let our grief show through with one another. And I've just been lucky to have her, as I have had my son Hunter and my daughter Ashley. I mean, they've been enormous strengths for us.
You write that you feel sometimes like a piece of china that was shattered and put together again, but
Yeah.
you still feel broken.
You know, you can't lose a child and be who you're changed forever. You're not the person you were before your child's death. So, yeah, you are broken.
Still, she says, Beau wanted his dad to run for president, and she is all in on the campaign. But there have been plenty of bumps in the road. Allegations started to come out that some women thought that your husband had been too familiar with them.
Well, I think it was a space issue. They felt that they wanted more space.
He made them feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. Joe realized that and learned from it. I mean, he's totally aware of it now and keeps his distance.
And she has watched as President Trump has tried to make their son Hunter's work in Ukraine a campaign issue.
It's a total distraction. We knew this, Rita, when we decided to run. But as I said to Joe, we have experienced the worst possible thing that could happen to us in life. We lost a child. Together, we can handle anything. And that's what we're trying to do.
Do you hold a grudge against President Trump for some of the things he's said about your family?
I don't think he should be attacking my family. My family is not fair game. Joe is running against him. That's different. Not my children.
Biden says if she becomes First Lady, she'll advocate for free community college tuition, funding for cancer research, and support for military families, as she did as Second Lady. So, Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, this is your refuge.
Yes. Isn't it beautiful? Look at this.
It is gorgeous. But she will always make time for a little fun and still laughs about a practical joke she played years ago when she was the first to arrive at Air Force 2 one day.
I opened the overhead bin and I jumped into there. And then as soon as they went to open the bin, I jumped out and I scared everybody. I think we laughed for like a half an hour.
And if Jill Biden becomes First Lady, will we see unconventional things
I hope
from
so.
you?
Why not?
Yeah.
You know, things are so serious and these times are so tough. Sometimes it takes a little levity, a little laughter to lighten things up, a little joy.